Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever monthly favourites video. So this video is not going to be the same every single month. It will just be whatever favourites or whatever I've been loving that I think are worthy of sharing with you guys. So obviously I do have a few things to talk about with you in this video. They're all non-bookish things, so hopefully this will give you a taste of what else I'm into outside of books. So my favourite film that I've seen this month, I haven't actually been to the cinema this October, so I haven't seen anything brand new, but I have seen the new Netflix film called 1922, which is based on a Stephen King novella of the same name, and that novella is part of his Full Dark No Stars collection. And the story of 1922 is a man confessing to the murder of his wife, the reasons he did it, and the tragic story that transpired as a result of her death. And it's just, I absolutely loved the novella when I read it years ago. It's just so dark and haunting, and the film adaptation was exactly that. It was so cold, it was so atmospheric, it was so haunting. It was everything from the music to the really dark drab lighting to the acting. It was just great. Our protagonist Wilf is just so unpredictable, and I think that's the scariest thing about it, is you really don't know what he's going to do next. It is bloody and violent, but it's not overtly so, and I think that makes it scarier as well. And it's just so heartbreaking, but it was so good, and I really recommend watching it this Halloween. My favourite TV show for this month is The Great British Bake Off. I have been loving it. I love it every single year, and obviously it's a huge show here in the UK, but I have recently discovered that it's getting more popular across the pond in the States as well, and I love that. I love that it's now getting worldwide recognition for the amazing show that it is. I mean, essentially it is just people baking cakes and biscuits and bread and stuff, but it's so addictive. If you haven't watched it, I thoroughly recommend getting all of the past series online, because I think they are all floating around the internet backdated, so people can just enjoy them and get attached to all of the contestants and stuff like that. And I love it. You can join in with all of the delicious looking, amazing looking bakes that they come up with every week, and it's just the perfect cozy autumn midweek TV show to sit down with, and I absolutely love it. So I have been really loving Bake Off this month. So my favourite song that has come out this month is definitely Taylor Swift's Gorgeous. Now, you guys know that I'm a massive Taylor Swift fan anyway, but Gorgeous I think is probably one of my favourite songs of hers so far. So it is the third glimpse into her upcoming album Reputation, which is not coming out until the 10th of November, but I am so ready for that album. It's going to be so good. She seems to have taken on a pretty dark, sexy edge with it, but there's still so much of Taylor's wonderful sense of humour injected into all of the lyrics, and I just cannot wait to see what else that album has in store. I'm going to actually play you my favourite bit of Gorgeous, just in case you haven't heard it, because it's just an amazing lyrical masterpiece. So
you make me so happy, it turns back to sad. There's nothing I hate more than what I can't have. Guess I'll just stumble on home to my cats. Unless you wanna come along.
how awesome is that? And that's just a little slice of that song. I fully relate to Gorgeous on a very deep level. It's literally me with every single crush I've ever had. So I think that's probably enough Taylor gushing for one video. So I'm going to move on to what I've been loving food-wise for this month. So my favourite food that I've been loving this month is this butternut squash soup. I've been getting it from my local Sainsbury's, but I'm pretty sure you probably can get it from most mainstream supermarkets, at least here in the UK anyway, and it is by a brand called Glorious, and it's their Skinnylicious New England butternut squash soup, and it is just so deliciously warming. It's a little bit spicy, but it's not overpoweringly so, and I love soups during the colder months, and this has just been really hitting the spot for me recently. It is actually less than 140 calories per half a carton as well, which I really love, and it doesn't feel like a low-fat soup though, if you know what I mean. Also, I think this may be only available in UK supermarkets, but they do have a website, gloriousfoods.co.uk, so if you are interested in in trying a lovely low-fat butternut squash soup, then maybe have a look on their website. They may ship internationally. So yeah, definitely recommend this very, very yummy butternut squash soup. So drinks wise this month, I have been loving Teapig's Upbeat Energy Tea, and I love quite a few Teapig's teas. This one in particular though, it is very beetrooty, so if you're not really a fan of the beetroot flavour, I probably wouldn't recommend it, but it really, really works as an energy tea. I know a lot of people, to like get their energy levels up, they drink like coffee and really like over caffeinated drinks and stuff. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so as a tea lover, this tea really does, I think, the same job as coffee does. As I said though, it is very beetrooty, so if you don't really like the beetroot taste, I probably wouldn't recommend it. It is not really the cheapest tea either. I mean, this pack for 15 tea bags is $3.99, so it's not too bad, but because Teapig's is a online seller, you do have to obviously pay for the postage as well, but I do love a lot of their teas, so it might be worth getting a few of their teas, obviously just to make the postage worth it. But I have been absolutely loving it, and I've been having at least 2 or 3 cups of this tea every day this month, so yeah, I definitely recommend it. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is an internet thing that I've discovered. So I've never really been big on podcasts or anything like that, but I have started listening to them this month. And one that I found that I've been loving in particular is called Sword and Scale, and it is a true crime podcast, and I love it. It deals with real life, very violent, in some cases very, very serious murder cases and kidnappings and lots of different crimes, but it goes into them in very, very graphic detail, and it's just so interesting. So those of us who are a little bit screwy and who do have a very strong fascination with true crime, I definitely recommend Sword and Scale, because it's no holds barred really. They don't really hold back on any of the details, and it's just so interesting. I find listening to true crime stories and like interviews from people who are actually directly involved in these crimes incredibly interesting, so I definitely recommend Sword and Scale. It's very, very well done, and you can get it at swordandscale.com, and they've got loads and loads of episodes, so you can just enjoy working your way through and obviously finding some really, really terrifying, horrifying, but very true and very, very interesting crimes. So that is it for my first ever monthly favourites video. What are some other things that you've been loving this month? Please let me know. I will leave all of my social media in the description down below. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.